It's been a while since the movie really did live up to the hype, but I'm happy to say that May December really did live up to the hype. I started to hear about May December earlier this year when it would premiere at a couple festivals to a lot of good buzz. Obviously the fact that Natalie Portman starred in the movie did have me intrigued, and the simple premise alone did start to get me a little interested. And May December is an intoxicating movie and just an experience overall. But before I get more into my in-depth thoughts on this movie, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for May December. But let's keep talking about the movie. There's a lot to love with this movie, but I think one of the main things is the fact that it is just an actor's showcase of real talent. Across the board, Julianne Moore, Natalie Portman, and especially Charles Melton, who might give the best performance, he is tremendous in the film. But across the board, everyone gets their time to shine. What I think really is special about Melton's performance is that there is so much to his character, so much lying underneath the surface, which this movie has a lot lying underneath the surface. But Melton does a brilliant job of showcasing the inner damage and trauma that this character has faced over the past 20 or so years of his life. Because without getting into spoilers, just for basic plot synopsis, this is about a guy who was taken advantage of by his teacher when he was just under the age of 13. And 20 years later, they're still married and their kids are about to just graduate from high school. And Melton really does shine when he doesn't have a lot of dialogue and you can just see the emotion on his face. There's one moment towards the final 15 minutes or so of the movie where he is just breaking down as his kids are graduating, and it really struck a chord with me. In a lot of ways, this is a character that never really got to grow up, in the sense that he never really had a childhood. He had somewhat of a normal life until the point where his life got uprooted by the fact that he was taken advantage of by someone much older than him, and then he had to quickly grow up. And what does that do to someone so many years later? How have they not really dealt with that trauma? On the outside, he's a 30-ish-year-old man, but on the inside, this is still a child. It's a performance that I really just enjoyed analyzing, and for years to come, I will continue to revisit this movie and pick up on little nuances. Because all the performances have little nuances to them. Natalie Portman slowly is transforming into Julianne Moore's character because Natalie Portman's character is an actor and she's preparing to play the role of Julianne Moore's character in the movie about the tabloid scandal. And as the movie progresses, there are some scenes that are so cringe-inducing and really just make you feel tense. And a good chunk of them are just so awkward that you might even have to turn away. You can't even just sit and watch what's going on screen. It makes you feel uncomfortable, purposefully so. Natalie Portman is trying to mimic every move of Julianne Moore, and you can just see it unfold on screen. The camera doesn't move and you're just watching Natalie Portman trying to be Julianne Moore. And then of course you have Julianne Moore, who just does a great job of playing this manipulative character. You want to feel sorry for her, though it's hard to because her actions are just almost indefensible. This is a movie about trauma, gaslighting, and loss of innocence. There's so much lying beneath the surface, which I alluded to earlier. Natalie Portman's character even references the fact that her character likes to look for roles that have more underneath the surface and a lot to sink your teeth into, which I think is a great way to express this movie. There's a lot to sink your teeth into while watching it and thinking about it afterwards. The screenplay is layered. Every character gets their moment to shine. Even their kids, who really just feel so much anger towards Portman's character, who is coming into their lives, uprooting it, and doing a lot of damage to a family that seemed like they were kind of patching things up. But as soon as Portman comes back in, a lot comes back to the surface and a lot needs to be explored with this family and their dynamic. I don't know if I love the final 2 minutes, which is a small nitpick in and of itself. There was a moment where I felt like the movie could have cut to black right after the camera is just panning on Natalie Portman. I felt like if it ended right there, I would have been really satisfied, and then it goes on for just a little bit. But other than that, I was thoroughly engrossed with May December. I found it hard to take my eyes off the screen sometimes. I found myself saying wow while watching it. In a lot of ways, this movie did take me by surprise. I had a feeling I was going to be invested in it, but I didn't think I was going to be as invested as I was. I love how there are moments where you'll chuckle just with how awkward it is. But don't get me wrong, this is not a comedy. When there are serious moments, this movie, rightfully so, takes it seriously. There's heavy subject matter in this movie, and it deals with it in a meaningful manner. It's a damn near masterclass in performances, and I was utterly wrapped up in these characters and the movie itself. I'm gonna give May December an A-. To be honest, I wasn't even planning on reviewing this movie, but I had so many thoughts just to get off my chest that I really just wanted to put out a review for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as well as click that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos and reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.